In this video, we are going to learn expanding simple algebraic expressions. To start with a mental technique to find 5 times 63, it might be like you split 63 into 60 and 3. So you multiply 60 by 5 and then 3 by 5. So that gives you 315. This technique uses the distributive property over addition. We use the similar distributive law to expand brackets. A term on the outside of the brackets is multiplied by each term inside the brackets. So for example, if A is multiplied with B plus C inside the bracket, so A times B gives AB, then plus you take it from B plus C, so A times C is AC. In this case, if A is multiplied with B minus C inside the bracket, so A times B AB, take minus sign from the bracket, A times C AC. If the term in front of the bracket is negative, the sign of each of the terms inside the bracket will change when expanded. I'll show you how. So if negative A is multiplied with B, you get minus or negative AB. Then take plus sign from the bracket. Then negative A times C, that gives you negative AC. But plus and negative sign together gives you minus sign. So it's AB, take away AC. So now onwards, I'm just going to use, if there is a negative term outside the bracket, the sign inside the bracket changes. So same way here, if negative AB, now there is a minus sign inside the bracket between the term B and C. So that will become now plus A times C AC. Now let's look at examples. Example 1, expand the following. So we have 4x outside the bracket, multiply each term inside the bracket with 4x. So you get 4x times 5x plus 4x times 3. Now I am using brackets instead of using the times sign, because sometimes we get confused with our own writing. We get confused with times and x, and we do mistakes. So 4x times 5x, 20x squared, plus 4x times 3, 12x. Now both are unlike terms, so that's our final answer for this example. Example 2, part A. We have 3x outside the bracket. Multiply each term inside the bracket with 3x. So 3x times x plus from the bracket 3x times 3y. That gives you 3x times 3 times x is 3x squared plus 3x times 3y, 9xy. Now both are unlike terms, so you leave it here. That's our final answer. However, in part B, remember we have a negative term outside the bracket. So the sign inside the bracket will change if we multiply with 2x with each term. So you get, actually it is now, because 5x is positive inside the bracket, the sign will become negative in front of it. So 2x times 5x. Now the sign in between 5x and 3 is negative. It will become positive now. 2x times 3. So that gives you negative 10x squared plus 6x. Now these are unlike terms, so it can't be simplified further, so we'll leave it here. Example 3, part A. Now here we have actually 3 terms. First term, second term, and the third term. The third term involves the brackets, not first and second. And also you need to be careful with 4x and 2x. They cannot be combined because 2x is not on its own. It has bracket next to it. So let's look at, we write 3x squared plus 4x and multiply each term of this bracket by 2x, and also note there is a positive sign, not a negative sign. So you get plus 2x times x minus sign from the bracket 2x times 4. We get 3x squared plus 4x plus 2x squared minus 8x. Now we need to look for like terms. We have 3x squared, 2x squared including the sign, and then we have 4x and negative 8x. So 3x squared plus 2x squared is 5x squared plus 4x minus 8x is minus 4x. Now these are unlike terms. We cannot simplify them further. Let's look at part B. Now again, in this case, we have actually 2 terms. They are separated by negative sign. So 5x is only with the bracket, not with the last term of the expression. So we need to multiply each term or inside the bracket with 5x. You get 5x times x plus from the bracket 5x times 2, and write this as it is. So 5x times x, 5x squared, 5x times 2, 10x, take away 2x squared. Now combine the like terms. So we have 5x squared and negative 2x squared. That gives you 3x squared and plus 10x. Now these are unlike terms, so can't be simplified further. So that's our final answer in this case. Now here you need to be careful. We have 2 terms separated by a negative sign in between them. So in this case, you need to be careful. There is a negative term outside the bracket, and even here there is negative sign outside the bracket. So if you times each term of the first bracket by negative 2, the sign inside will change. Now there is no number outside the second bracket. If there is no number, you can write it as 1. Okay. So because we are multiplying with a negative term outside the bracket, the sign inside the bracket will change. So 2 times 2x, and that negative will become positive. 2 times 4. Now here we have 1 times 3x, but there is a negative sign. Then here positive sign inside the bracket between 3x and 5 will change to negative. Now you get negative 4x plus 8, negative 3x, and negative 5. Now if we combine the like terms, including their signs, we can combine negative 4x with negative 3x. That gives you negative 7x, plus 8 and negative 5 gives you plus 3. Now these are unlike terms, so that's our final answer.